Hi you guys, hello family, and welcome back to a whole new video. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mbai. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, I hope you stay. If you've been here, thank you for being a part of our family. So this is Kudzi. You guys know Kudzi. So today we're going to be doing a video on the conversations that we had when we were still dating, like before we got married, when we were on our way to get married, like the conversations that we had. So we have a list here that we made that we're going to be talking about. So you can start.
Okay, hi guys. Once again, if you're new, welcome. I hope you will comment, like, subscribe, and share with others. I'm the husband. If you so yeah, guys. I think of there are no in particular order what we're going to talk about, but there are just important conversations that we had. The first one is on finances and savings. We had a conversation on how we're going to handle our finances and how we're going to save our finances. So our conversations on finances, they included if one of us was not working, how are we going to handle that, and how we're going to handle our finances if both of us are working and we are not, both of us are not working.
What's the plan?
What does the
If it goes that way?
Then also they included on how we are going to distribute. We come from different families. So how are we going to handle our finances in terms of providing for both families? Are we going to do it 50-50, or are we going to say 80 their side, 20 this side, or we are going to chip in where there is need? So I think we'll just say in brief,
we've stuck to our plan.
I think
we have stuck to our plan. So we talked about, I think when before we got married, like maybe 6 months. I think no, I don't know. I don't remember how long, but we knew how much the other person got, like at their job. So at that point, I knew how his finances were, and he knew how my finances were. Like he knew how much I was using for rent, and I knew how much he was using for fuel and car insurance and all of that. And then he also knew how much money I would have used for this and that. Like we were very transparent with each other. So it was easy to sit down and say, okay, fine. So our total income will be how much? And with that total income, how much are we willing to let go for rent? How much are we willing for food? And then the thing that he spoke about family, like we ended up just saying 50-50. Doesn't matter who.
We didn't really agree on it, like say 50-50,
Like 50,
but it's something that we have realized, which is what we have been doing.
We just make sure
that if we do this side,
we also do this side. It might not be exactly the same thing, but it could be the same amount or same value, if I can say.
Value. It might not necessarily mean which this month we are getting $10 to this side and $10 there. We can do $20 this side this month,
and
then
the next
month then you say
this
is so it's not really, it's about how you guys feel about it. And
also what's going on. You just need to study your environment and their environment and what they need at that point in time and all that. So
so I think in terms of our finances and our savings, we are on track.
My husband is very strict with savings. He's very strict with savings. Like you can spend it how you want. Like if we say this is $20 that we have left over for this month's budget that we're going to use, that you can use if you want to get nails. When you're doing your monthly budget, you will say how much you need for your nails, get money for your nails. He will give you like an obscene amount of money, like say just buy what you want, right? But Maria, because they will not give you any more money. Like you
unless
say,
you are sick.
Unless you're sick,
like
my husband, and I'm so grateful because I'm not that good with money. I'm getting better, I think, because of him.
You're getting better.
But he's very good with the savings. Anyways, let's move on to the next point.
You can talk about the second one.
So the second one is family. With family, we talked about what are your dynamics in your family, like what happens in your family, what's important for you guys, and what is, your relationship with who, and how do I come into that, and how does our relationship then play into that. And we were transparent with each other. I think we knew these things, like,
Yeah,
as we
wait.
were dating and
Yeah.
stuff. We knew one or two things about each other's family, but I think when we were getting married, obviously we went more in depth and discussed all those things. And we also talked about what happens when I don't go along with his family member, and vice versa. Like, what's supposed to happen? Who is he supposed to defend, and all that? And yeah, we went into that. I don't think I want to share that part, like
Yeah, okay.
exactly what we said we'd do, but yeah, I think we've been sticking to
Yeah.
that. We've grown. We've tried to make sure that we respect our families, but we also respect our union,
Yeah, exactly.
and make sure that we come first in each other's lives and
Yeah.
all that. So yeah.
I think it's important to be there for each other when it comes to family, guys, because above all, you guys, you would have chosen each other.
Mhm.
So it's important to, even if she knows, Kuti, I'm making a big mistake in your family side or my side, she'll try to make me reason or see things in a certain way in front of other people, in front of everyone. Then when we are together, she'll be like, Papa, you mustn't have said
Yeah,
this
yeah,
or
yeah.
that, because she might forgive me, but the
But
family
they
won't
exactly
forgive me.
that's one thing we always talk
So
about. Like, no matter
yeah,
what happens between us, you and I, we forgive each other. We've forgiven each other over very
now
big
big things
things. We've
exactly.
forgiven each other. And then there are things where I don't know how Mama would feel knowing I did something like that to you,
Yeah,
and vice versa. So yeah, we've always talked about that, and how we're supposed to preserve our relationship
yeah.
and our relationship with our family as well.
But it also doesn't mean you don't have to share things with your family. If I do
Yeah,
something to her, there is a certain way that she can present what I've done
amazing.
to her. Yeah, but
But wow, ndireverere kuna baba sena.
no, we are not talking about that
Aya,
now. No, let's stick to
ndikubvunza.
the script.
Chingodera mubvunza
Guys, I
urevire.
would answer the question
Ah,
outside
no, he
after
tells
the.
Baba Zena, I tell my Zena. It's a thing,
Oh,
and it's okay.
in
Yes,
that we don't talk about.
yes, you talk, guys. Anyways, let's move
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
We also talked about where we
Of
want to
plans.
be,
Yeah.
like in 5 years.
We
Pepita
can
topa
say,
3.
yeah, we can say long term, short term plans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What we
Like what we
wanted.
wanted for short term plans, maybe I can just give an example to say we won't get into details on this
Yeah,
one, guys, but I just want to give an example. Say we were like, once we get married, our short term plan is we need to find a place to stay. Who is
yeah.
going to be
That's
where are we going
bigger.
to say this is our home?
Yeah, because we were long
We're
distance.
long distance,
Yeah.
and so that even if you're in a short distance relationship, if you are
Yeah, you
staying
still
one
need to
thing, you
decide
still
where
need
are
to
you going to
decide.
stay after you're
Yeah,
married, like,
after you're married, are you going to stay at this person's house
or
or
this
your
person's
place?
house.
Are you going to sell certain things? Like, so
Mm,
those are some of the
what are you
plans.
gonna do with the furniture? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We
Then
talked about
you
that.
need. I think it's important also to agree on certain things, because I know of a certain person who had a car
Okay.
before marriage.
Mm,
The guy had a car, the girl had a car.
okay.
Then when they got married, the girl decided to give the the car and the property
Okay.
to
To
his
her.
side, to his side of the
Okay.
family. Then the guy also was like, no, let me also give you my property. Then
To.
we start with this. So there were some,
Okay. Okay.
I thought the guy felt like it's a friend of mine. I thought the guy felt like, why are you giving your access to your
Okay. They
family?
didn't talk about
And what
it.
exactly, that's my thinking.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think it's also important to have
That
those
conversation.
conversations on the plan to say, okay, Shayo, we have a 5 bedroom house, and then I have a 1 bed. Well, how are we going to manage this and that? So, and then
Jan. Jan.
in
Okay.
terms of long-term plans, also say, where do you want to be in the next 3 years? How are you going to get there? Where do you want to be in 5 years? How are we going to be there to get there? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to
Go back to
go
school
back to
and further your
school?
education.
Exactly.
Where do you want to be career-wise in
Career
5
wise,
years
exactly.
and
So you
all
need
that?
to also have that kind of conversation so that you support each other. In terms of, probably one can get married and the guy or the girl has plans to go for a PhD, masters.
Yeah.
Then when you get married, there are certain things that come into play, kids and everything, family, certain responsibilities. So if you had plans, individual plans to go to further your education, when you get married and you don't have that conversation prior to marriage, there might be some hardships that you might face.
Yeah. Speaking about kids, we also discussed about having kids.
Yeah,
We talked about if we wanted to have kids. That's a genuine thing, guys.
yeah, it is.
If you want to have kids, both of you, do you want kids?
Aziz Warungu chat.
Because people feel like, I don't know, people feel like getting married
Means you
means you
need,
need to have
yeah,
children, and that's not the thing. You need to decide if you want children. Anyways, so we talked about if we wanted to have kids and how many kids we wanted to have, if we did want to have kids, and
and
when did we want to have kids. So this is all we're going to say about this part. But yeah, talk about kids. Family planning is very important. What's your
yeah,
plan?
it's important.
What do you want? What happens if you guys have challenges? I know that some people will change in the heat of the moment, like when you're having challenges of having the baby and maybe the guy is giving you pressure or you're getting pressure from your family. I know that things can go sideways,
Yeah,
but it's still important for you to just talk about it and say, okay, fine, let's say we're trying to conceive and then it doesn't happen when we think or how we think, what then happens. But yeah, we're not going to talk more on
yeah.
kids, but
But
these are some of the conversations that
yeah,
we have.
I think also when it comes to not being able to have kids, you have that kind of conversation.
Yeah.
No, if you want to seek help, if you want to adopt, if you, there are a lot of options. So you need to, and also understand. I know usually the guy side of the family will usually blame the wife, say, she can't have kids, but you wouldn't know. Probably
Yeah,
she's
you
the
won't know
guy
until
who
you
has a
actually,
problem. So, and please, guys, don't let people put pressure on you when it comes to what you believe in.
please don't put pressure on us to have kids.
And also don't put pressure on us and every guys. Conversations about kids are very
They are very
sensitive.
sensitive. You don't know why people don't have kids.
Exactly, and what they are going through.
Yeah, so please
So
just
some are
don't stay
trying,
away
some are
from it.
having miscarriages, guys.
Yeah.
So we won't say much on this one, but yeah,
We are not vanhu vachazotanga uchida kutifungire papapa kuti saka
no,
nyika
we are
iende
just guys,
papi.
we are just being, that's why we are trying to generalize this
Yeah,
conversation
yeah.
so that you also don't
Related to
relate
us
to us.
and say,
Yeah.
oh, so
Kuti,
inini
oh,
muri
avasikana
papi kana kuti
akadoti.
ah.
Yeah, no. We are just trying to open someone's mindset. Say, okay, this
You need to
is,
talk
yeah,
about these things.
guys.
Yeah.
I think kids nekuti unororwa rini. Guys, let's
And
desist from here
my weight.
and wait.
Okay, then we move on to church
Church
and
and
prayer.
prayer. Okay, church and prayer. Okay, let me do. Excuse me. So for church, guys, you need, no, actually, I was about to say that you need to have a conversation about church. You need to discuss, especially if you are from two different denominations,
Yeah.
two different denominations. You need to discuss if you are going to go to the wife's church or the husband's church,
People never go to
or
like generally people don't
generally,
go to
yeah,
the
people
wife's
don't,
church.
yeah. And also, if you are going to leave your churches, then find one church. But I think of late, should I say it?
No.
Okay. But yeah, guys, you need to have that conversation because there are certain things. For example, if I decide to go to Wimba's church, or she decides to come to our church, there are certain things that we do kupostori kwedu that they didn't do ku SDA kwao. So you need to take each other along the journey and discuss. You need to discuss it before you get married and when you decide during the process, during the transition, so that you won't have problems or difficulties, because someone might not be comfortable with certain processes and all. So you need to have those kind of discussions. And how you pray, if you are going to be fasting as a family or individual, if you are even going to be praying in your family, because someone might not be comfortable with having people from church coming to your house to pray, or someone, the wife or the husband, so you need to have those conversations so that you walk the journey together. I think, yeah, that's all I can say. Unless you have something.
No, I think, yeah. Because I think at this point when you're getting married, this one prays and I pray,
Yeah,
or doesn't pray and all that. But yeah, I think the most important thing is talking about church, like where you're gonna go to church after you're married. That's very important, and what kind of life you'll be living after that, because it's not always the same unless a number of the same church or close.
yeah,
Otherwise, sometimes my traditions are not to so much that one of you will suffer. So yeah, you need to talk about that part.
yeah. Maybe just in addition, say marry someone who has the same beliefs as you.
Yeah. Be equally.
I was in one service. I can't remember who was preaching and said, you can't get married to someone who doesn't believe in what you believe and say and change.
Yeah.
Only God, yeah, only God
I remember.
can
I
do.
remember that
Yeah,
same one.
I can't
Marriage
remember.
I think
And if you look
was,
at it, it's true.
that is
You
true.
can't say and attend someone. If that person is an unbeliever, the person is an unbeliever.
Unless
Only
Mwari
God, yeah.
vazotaurawo
Unless
naye
Marataura
amo.
na anyway, but not you.
But kune vanhu vanoti murume wake aimbodidi and then akazo.
Yeah, because Mwari vanenge vatozopindira
Yeah,
in a
okay.
certain way,
Yeah.
but you can't really say inini ndichakuchinja. If you can't
Yeah.
pray, if you don't wake up at 2 to pray, I can't force you to pray.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing,
Conflicts. I don't think, like, conflict resolution, guys, is not black and white.
yeah,
It's not something that's straightforward. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think we talked about it because already we were having conflicts when we were dating.
yeah,
So I think we had the conversation. Shaka, it's also when we are not getting along, we need to sit down and talk about things. I think that's the biggest thing that we did. Like, we need to be able to communicate. I know you are angry and I'm angry, but we need to be able to communicate to each other in a respectful manner. And yeah, kudzazi munhu wehasha, like, I don't think I've ever seen him angry at me. Like, maybe kuti mamwe mafight phone, but yeah, anombotsamwa ke then obaya, but he has never
wow.
chi
Madisana.
Unotsamwa baby. But yeah, I think the way you speak to each other during those times is very important because panotaura zvinhu zvakawanda. So yeah, I think we just talked about being able to sit down. What did I do that hurt you? Why do you think I was trying to hurt you and all that? And yeah, but I don't think there's a black and white to conflict resolution.
In terms of conflict resolution,
There's no
black
black
and
and
white. There
white.
is no rule book or manual.
Yes, we need to do this
But
and
I
that.
also think you need to be friends.
Yeah.
Above all, you need to be friends, and you need to understand what ticks off the other,
Yeah.
so that and how best the other person needs to resolve the issues. Because kune mumwe munhu wekuti you fight 1 minute matobo.
Yeah.
Kune mumwe munhu wekuti next he or she needs 2 days to be okay. And the way you communicate also speaks volumes. And you need to understand how you solve your conflicts, if it is over the phone or if it is face to face. Because there are
Yeah.
certain
For us,
people who say they stay together, and then when they have a conflict, they can solve it over the phone. Like the person goes, maybe anenda ubasa, they know the texter out their feelings. That's how they manage they resolve their conflicts. Then the people who say shagara chichugunets, you know. So try to also know your person and how best you manage conflict. I think those
are the points that we had. I don't know if we missed anything.
But if you guys have any suggestions or questions or anything that you want to us to discuss, please don't ask us questions that are directly related to us.
but
general questions
that don't require us to overshare. We
can do. We just don't want to overshare
and put ourselves
out there. I know if it is important like that, we can discuss. Then we might not be able to do a sit down video like this one, but we can put in the fillers in one or two of the vlogs that will be coming. So I think from me that's all. Thank you guys. I'll leave it to the missus.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, tell us your thoughts and what you think we might have missed. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.